Hey everybody. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. I wanted to get just a few minutes of your time before we end up meeting on Wednesday. Chat a little bit about what this week is, what it means, what Sunday was, this previous Sunday we just went through, and anyways, just chat a little bit, give a few Bible verses, and then that way Wednesday when we have our Zoom meeting, we can round table some things and get everybody's thoughts. But I want to start off by talking about Palm Sunday, which was the last Sunday. It's the Sunday before Easter, and what it represents. And it's called Palm Sunday. You're probably familiar with it, when Jesus made his final entrance into Jerusalem on a donkey. He had instructed a couple of his disciples to go ahead, get a donkey from someone's house there, from a village outside of Jerusalem, and bring to him so Jesus could ride inside the town into Jerusalem. So I'll start by reading Matthew 21 verses 1 through 11. And it says, "Now when they drew near to Jerusalem and came to Bethpage to the Mount of Olives, then Jesus sent two disciples, saying to them, 'Go into the village in front of you, and immediately you will find a donkey tied and a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. If anyone says anything to you, you shall say, the Lord needs them, and he will send them at once.' This took place to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet, saying, 'Say to the daughter of Zion, behold, your king is coming to you, humble and mounted on a donkey, and on a colt, the foal of a beast of burden.' The disciples went and did as Jesus had directed them. They brought the donkey and the colt and put on them their cloaks, and he sat on them. Most of the crowd spread their cloaks on the road, and others cut branches from trees and spread them on the road. And the crowds that went before him and that followed him were shouting, 'Hosanna to the Son of David. Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hosanna in the highest.' And when he enters Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred up, saying, 'Who is this?' And the crowd said, 'This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth of Galilee.'" Let's talk first of all about the significance. This was a victorious ascent into Jerusalem that we just read. This is something this is why people were laying palms at the feet of Jesus entering the city, because they didn't know this was exactly the victory was. The disciples at this time really weren't comprehending what the victory was. Even though he had expressed it to him over and over. But to Jesus, this was the culmination of his life on earth, his earthly life, coming to an end and then ascending into heaven, being resurrected. So he knew this would be his final descent into Jerusalem. He knew the victory that would ensue. He knew the excruciating pain that would come ahead of him. And so what I want to challenge everybody right now over this week is, first of all, take this passage. Let's go ahead and read, on your own time. Read ahead through the betrayal. Let's read through his arrest, read through his trial and crucifixion, and then ultimately resurrection. Read through all of that this week, because we won't have a chance to talk until next week. After Wednesday. So I'd like to go ahead and talk about all this tomorrow, 7 o'clock during our Zoom meeting. By the way, if I don't have your email address and you're seeing this now on our website, text me your email address. I'll add you to the Zoom meeting, and then we're going to have a meeting at 7 o'clock on Wednesday. We'll talk about all this. I've got a scavenger hunt planned, just some items that you can find around your house just to have a little fun. But text me. My cell phone number is 512-430-0856. Now back to the topic. What I also want you to do, especially now, and hopefully for the rest of your lives, you can find time to do that. But focus right now on, let's get closer with Jesus over this week. This is considered the Holy Week, the holiest week of the year. So let's focus on getting closer with Jesus. Let's focus on what he meant to us, what he means to us. Focus on what he went through the final days of his life, what he knew was coming. I would say think about the final stages of his life just on earth. I would say disconnect daily. And it's going to be tough, but find time to disconnect from everything around you. You got brothers and sisters, you got distractions, but find time early in the morning, evening, any time to disconnect from everything. Let it just be you and God and in prayer, and focus specifically on you listening to God. We went through that lesson of how to hear God, how to tune in to God, and just listen to Him and understand, what He wants from you, what direction He wants you to go. Focus on, who He wants you to be, and what we can do at this time. We don't have to sit here with our hands tied. There's things we can actually be doing, but again, focus ultimately on what Jesus did, what He is doing in your life, what He did at the end of His earthly life. And then let's talk tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Again, I'll send out the invite for that for Zoom, and we'll go ahead and talk about all the way through His resurrection as well. So read through that. Let's get caught up and touch base. Then we'll have a little scavenger hunt at the end. But miss y'all, love y'all, think about y'all a lot, praying for y'all. And again, take the time to go over everything, focus on Jesus, and just get your relationship dialed in, and let's just focus on that. Again, miss y'all. Look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow. Bye.